What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Maple Leafs and their goaltending situation going in to this season. So if you guys are new, like this video and subscribe, join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Love talking Maple Leafs hockey with all of you. It is so much fun. I have so much enjoyment doing it, and we're getting ready for the season, man. I know it's still a little while away, but the fun will begin soon. Let's get right into this, because one thing that, as a Maple Leaf fan, and I'm sure as even a hockey fan, if you watch this channel, you'll know that the Maple Leafs have always had issues getting a goalie that they can fully be like, okay, this is our starter. This is a guy that's going to play 40 plus games for us every year. That's going to be the backbone of this team. That's going to stop us from getting in trouble in our own zone and help us take that next step as a team. And the last goalie that I believe the Maple Leafs had that could do that was Frederik Andersen. And even he wasn't always fully healthy. And again, I'm so happy that he is. I know he's been dealing with a lot of really big issues. I personally love Freddie Andersen, but it wore off a little bit. And I think the Maple Leafs wore him out, to be completely fair. I don't even think it was his fault, because the Maple Leafs were a poor defensive team. Their blue line was not shaped up very well. And over time, they got better on defense. Freddie Andersen was already out the door. Now, the Maple Leafs starting six for their blue line is going to be a lot different this year. It's going to be a lot better, adding the stability in Chris Tanev, one of the best defensive defensemen in the league, even if he's only going to be really good for a couple more years, makes a lot of sense. Also, bringing in the experience of Oliver Ekman-Larsson definitely will help. Getting full seasons again of McCabe and Benoit, and hopefully Liljegren taking a step. And of course, you can't forget Morgan Rielly. There's a lot of good depth pieces, some good guys coming up in the system, hopefully that can take a step as well. Hakanpää, hopefully he's going to be healthy. But they've signed a lot of depth, big bruising guys that should help this team at least be a little bit more sound defensively and a lot less crazy in their own zone. But the issue is still the Maple Leafs having injury trouble with Joseph Woll, and we'll get to him in this video, having trouble with Ilya Samsonov, who's moved on from this team, and he's a guy that, again, I wish all the success in the world for him as well. But we're going to look at some numbers here, and it's showing team goaltending stats from the previous season. Now, we're going to start off with save percentage, and what I like to tell people is I think that if your team is in the 907 to 910 range, you're probably going to be a pretty decent team. And when you look at a lot of these teams, it makes a lot of sense. Now, there are a couple outliers here, but a lot of these teams are really strong teams, including the Stanley Cup champions, and we've taken one of their goaltenders, and we'll get to that later. But if you look at the Maple Leafs, they had an .898 save percentage. That's not good. They went through a bunch of different goalies last season. Of course, Samsonov, Woll, Jones, Murray, you name it. They've had so many different guys in the crease, and there's been no stability. And then if we move over to goals against per game, again, you're looking at a lot of these teams that are really strong defensive, good teams, but their goaltenders are usually pretty solid. There obviously will always be outliers. But again, the Maple Leafs are allowing over 3 goals per game on an 82-game stretch, of course, just like everybody else. But they're not getting saves. And in the playoffs, they're also not getting saves. If you look at their goal-scoring ability during the regular season, they're scoring over 3 goals per game, almost 4 goals per game, goals for. And you put those two things together and go, okay, so the Maple Leafs can score almost 4 goals per game. Fantastic. But then they're almost allowing 4 goals per game themselves. So it's not adding up. And if the Leafs don't get to that average, and we've seen them go cold on a lot of different nights, they're going to lose games. They're not going to be successful. And that goes back to goaltending. And I know it's not just goaltending, but I want to look at the Leafs goaltending situation this year and kind of talk about why I'm optimistic on why this team could be a lot better in the crease than they were in previous years. Now, of course, that has to do with health, and we'll get to that surely in a little bit. But Stolarz, right? Anthony Stolarz, 243 pounds, 6'6". He's a big guy. He's only 30 years old, still decently young when it comes to the goaltending position. But again, not a ton of opportunity until the 21-22 season, where he played 28 games and had a 2.67 goals against and a .917 save percentage on a really bad Ducks team. Like, this is really good numbers. And then you go here, 19 games, not a good season. So he took a step back, played for a team, again, that wasn't very good and didn't have the same success that he had the previous season. Now, if you go with Florida, at one point he was taking over the crease, and he played in 27 games, a 203 goals against and a 925 save percentage. Those are really good numbers. And the Florida Panthers are obviously the Stanley Cup champs, a really good team. And Stolarz is now a Cup champ himself. But they, as a team, were really good. And, you know, those Ducks seasons, you can tell 1 year he was really solid, 1 year he wasn't. Even if he's kind of towards the middle of those numbers, it's not terrible. But I think with more opportunity and with a good blue line in front of him, he probably can put up similar numbers to this. And the question is can he play 35 to 40 games? Can he take over a starting job? He'll be competing with a guy named Joseph Woll, who's 6'3", another pretty big guy, 26 years old, entering the prime of his hockey career. And you can see this guy has always had pretty good numbers, but really low in terms of the games played, and that's because of injuries. And 25 games played, 2.94, 907 save percentage, right around in the numbers where I told you guys the Maple Leafs would probably be comfortable with him sitting. And again, can he play 30 to 35 games? Can he stay healthy and play 40 plus games? It's all up in the air. But Woll got a bit of a contract boost, and by a little bit, it was a lot of a contract boost. I was kind of surprised. And the Leafs are betting on Stolarz as well to come in and be a guy that can bring some stability to the net. So even if the two of them played 30 games, that's only 60. You have some depth with Matt Murray if he can stay healthy as well. But I want to see one of these guys really take over the crease or have a little bit of a battle like a Swayman-Ullmark tandem did for the Boston Bruins. And I know that's been broken up a little bit, but hey, they had the option to do that. And if we had the luxury to do that, I think everybody would be happy. But the Maple Leafs have gotten better defensively. They still have that forward group that can score a lot, but they got to prove it in the playoffs. And same thing with their blue line, but they're a little bit more battle ready now with the blue liners that they have. I believe this is going to be one of the more physical shot blocking blue lines that the Leafs have had in quite some time. Guys that are willing to do a little bit of everything, and I like that. 3 out of the top 4 could be really good when it comes to that. And I'm really excited about that. But the goaltending position is one that it's going to be hit or miss. This could either work really well and the Leafs are going to look like geniuses, or this is going to fall off. We're going to have 2 guys that are inexperienced. Woll can't stay healthy. Stolarz doesn't know how to take over the crease. And it's very possible. I'm not going to sit here and be the negative side. I'm optimistic. I'm actually really excited to make this type of content because I'm excited about the goaltending position when it comes to the Maple Leafs this season. I think this was a really good offseason for them. I didn't want them to go out there and take a swing at a guy that maybe was past his prime or make a decision that was solely based off of media pressure to go out there and try to land a number 1 guy, unless it was Ullmark. Because again, how could you say no to that? But I want you guys to chime in. Let me know what you guys think about the goaltending situation. Do you believe in a Woll-Stolarz tandem, or are you just as scared as you were last year with the Woll, Murray, Jones, Samsonov, like just the mixture of guys? I was kind of hoping the Leafs would bring back Martin Jones, just have him as depth, but I don't know if he's signed anywhere else. I'm sure he has. He had a good season last year. But let me know down below, what do you guys think? Can Woll stay healthy? Will Stolarz make an impact? Former Stanley Cup champion this past season. If you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Yeah, listen, man, we're getting close. And I know we're not that close, but I'm just saying it because I'm excited. Go Leafs, go. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.